Hi guys, welcome back to another review today. Today I'm excited to review the Galaxy Tab Pro S. This has been out for a while, but I only just recently picked one up and I got a pretty good deal on it. I mean, these are retailing for £800 plus. I managed to snag this one for £649 in a sale, plus a £100 rebate as well. So that makes it £549, and when you take into consideration that this actually comes with the keyboard, unlike the Surface Pro, that's a pretty good deal. I do plan on using this for work, so that is a pretty good deal in my book. I'm just going to read out some of the specs, and then we will get into the unboxing and see what this has to offer. With this one, you're getting a 12-inch Super AMOLED touchscreen, which boasts an FHD plus resolution of 2160 by 1440, which is a pretty good resolution for a tablet, I must say. The Samsung innovative battery technology that gives you 10.5 hours of on-the-go battery, and it takes just 2.5 hours to fully recharge. And with a USB Type-C connector, charging and data transfers are super fast. I like the fact that this comes with a USB Type-C. Unfortunately, it only comes with one. I would have liked to have seen at least more than one port, but pick your battles, I suppose. You can stream your Xbox One gameplay to this tablet as well, which, if you're on the go, that can be, quite fun. So this one has an energy efficient Intel Core M processor with 4 gigs of RAM and a 128GB SSD. It's not the best amount of storage, but then again, with that Type-C port, you can buy an adapter and plug in an external SSD or hard drive. So that's not really a major issue for me. I do have many hard drives lying around the place that I can use, so that's not really a problem. As I said, this does come with the keyboard as well, which is a great for the price. Comparing that to the Microsoft Surface Pro that doesn't come with the keyboard and requires another, depending on which type you get, up to £130 plus. That one obviously is the one with the fingerprint sensor. So I'm just going to jump into the unboxing, and then we will I'll give you a demonstration of the tablet. I do actually have the Surface Pro here, which I will do a comparison next to. I know it's a bit unfair to compare the two tablets together, considering they are significantly different in spec, but they are aimed at that same sort of market. So one thing I will say about Samsung is they really are trying to copy Apple in terms of their packaging. I must say, this is really good quality packaging. Or Apple's copying them, you decide. So that's the tablet there, as you can see. So just put that aside for a second. And that's it for the box. Just get that out. So as you can see, obviously with every package, the amount of junk paperwork that no one actually bothers to read is there. So we don't need that. This is obviously the micro USB cable. So we will unwrap that. So as you can see, they do give you a fairly long length of this cable, which, it depends on your situation, but I prefer longer cables than too short a cable. This is the plug. As you can see, this is one of those ones that you can fold up, which I am a fan of that, because obviously if you're carrying it inside your case, that extra space saver can be quite useful. Just don't do what I did and leave this inside your case. I had another one of these on my previous tablet, and I left it inside my bag with this bit sticking out, and it did get snapped off inside my case. But Samsung, being the true heroes that they are, sent me a replacement. So thank you, Samsung. And it was out of warranty too. So well done, Samsung. So this is the keyboard section. Now, as I said in the beginning part, you don't get the keyboard with the Microsoft Surface, so you do have to pay extra for that. You can say that with this one, you don't with the Surface Pro you get the pen, with this one you don't, but then you do have to compare the price between this one and the Surface Pro. My Surface Pro, which is here, which I recently did a review on, cost me £900 odd for the actual tablet, plus another £100 and something for the keyboard. So when you take into a comparison that this is not even £600 due to the sale, you know, it's a real good contender for the price. And if it performs marginally the same as the Pro 4, then you can't really complain. So as you can see, this is the keyboard. First impressions, it does feel very Surface-like. The trackpad, actually it doesn't feel too bad. I was reading up some reviews and they were saying that the trackpad wasn't great, but that doesn't feel too bad. The keys are quite close together, as you can see, which would normally worry me on a tablet, but they don't actually feel that bad. As you can see, it comes with a cover on the top as well, so obviously you can set the tablet in here so it doesn't get damaged, which that's great. So on to the main attraction. Just going to raise my camera a bit. So here we have the tablet, which I must say is very thin. I mean, if we compare this to the Surface without the keyboard on it, you can actually see, if my camera would focus, that is quite a significant size difference there. So let's get this off and have a look at the tablet. Now, the one thing I was reading up about with this tablet is how reflective the Surface screen can be, but once it's powered on, that shouldn't really be an issue. I must say, holding this in one hand is... So over on the side of the tablet you will notice that you have the power button here again, if my camera would focus. So you have the power button there, you have a speaker grill just there. Up here there's another button, I'm not quite sure what that one does. We will find out. And we have the volume rocker, which looks like there. So obviously on the back there you have the camera lens, and on this side you have the only port, which is the USB-C port, and obviously the headphone jack there. Now I will say, holding this is ridiculously light in one hand. It actually feels like I'm holding a piece of plastic, not actually a tablet. But then Samsung are well known for making very thin tablets. So I'm just going to get this all set up with the keyboard and then I will come back.
A few moments later.
Hi guys, welcome back. As you can see, I've got this all docked inside the keyboard now. As you can see, it sits in there quite nicely. Unfortunately it didn't have any charge, so I did have to plug it in. Now, one thing I do like about this case is it gives you a little arm. Let me just focus in. So as you can see, we've got this nice little wedge at the back here, which allows the tablet to sit. Unfortunately, you can't change the position. So unlike with the Surface Pro, for example, I'll give you a demonstration. With this one, obviously, as you can see, I can have it like that, or I can, change it to any position I want. Unfortunately, with this one, you're locked into just that one position. So that is a bit of a con when you're weighing up the pros and the cons. However, if that doesn't really bother you, then it's not really a major problem. For me, it's not going to be a major issue because this is going to be used on a desk, so it's not really going to be that major of a problem. I do like the fact that with this wallet, with this case, you do get this nice rubberized bit at the back to keep that back panel of the tablet nice and secure. against those scratches, dirt and fingerprints. As we know, I'm a bit of an OCD freak when it comes to that. Now, the keyboard, again, unlike the Surface Pro, this keyboard is not backlit, as you can see. You get no backlighting at all with the keyboard, which again, you know, apples and oranges. It's not really a major problem for me because, as I say, this is going to be used inside an office environment, so not really a major problem. The trackpad, I will say, for a small trackpad on a keyboard of this size, I'm actually quite happy with it. It's not bad, it's not the best, but then again, it's by far not the worst. I did do a review on a Lynx tablet a little while ago, and that had by far the worst trackpad I've ever used. So I was quite happy to see that this is a nice smooth texture. It supports gestures as well, so it's not a bad keyboard. These keys remind me of the original Surface Pro keyboard. And what I mean by that is the fact that the keys are joined together. As you can see with the Pro 4 keyboard, the keys are actually spaced out now, which for me, I personally prefer it this way. It makes the typing experience a lot more comfortable. I'm not in any way saying that the keys not separated on this keyboard is bad. Just for me, the separated keys is a much better typing experience. But with that said, these keys are still not bad. The only area that I'm not a fan of is the fact that the page up and the page down and the arrow keys are sandwiched together over in the corner, which I'm not really a fan of that, because I always end up either hitting the shift key or I end up hitting the wrong key. To put this in the actual dock, it's pretty straightforward. I'm just going to unplug it there for a moment. So you can take it out like so, and then you can just simply snap it into place, pull the back cover up, and that's it, it's wedged in. It's very easy to set up, and obviously you can just simply, when you're not using it, down like that. And when it's like this, you have a very mobile, very portable, lightweight tablet. Looks very nice. I mean, heat, I will say, I can feel the heat on the back of this, but then that is mainly because I've just turned it on. It has been charging and it is doing updates, so I would expect that. So when you're ready, you can just flop that down and you're good to go, and she's back up and running. That symbol there lets you know that it's docked with the keyboard again. So I'm just going to get this open. There we go. Now, as I said, the trackpad's great. Keyboard is okay. I mean, I will get used to it. The one thing that I am not a fan of is the fact that this only has one port. That is going to be a bit of an issue for me. But very much like the 2016 MacBook, you're just going to have to carry around some dongles if you want to connect your peripherals to it. I will say the speakers on this are among the best that I've tried. So I don't know how well my camera's picking that up, but I'm just going to give you a quick demonstration of the audio. This is an awesome YouTube channel, this, you really should check it out. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have another Apple Watch accessory. As you can see, those speakers are by far not bad. I mean, they're not like the bassiest of speakers that I've ever heard, but they're not bad by any means. The maximum volume is quite loud on them as well, which I was listening to some music on it earlier. I would show you some music playback, but I would really not like to get hit with a copyright claim. So yes. Other issue, obviously, as I was mentioning before, that Samsung are, among Android tablets, they're known for having bloatware on their tablets. I am happy to say that once I checked all of the install programs on here, there is literally no bloatware at all. I mean, I have got the install programs up on the screen, but I'm not quite sure if my camera can pick that up. So you've literally just got the install programs, you've got the Microsoft Office installation, and that's pretty much it. When you open up the control panel, you do have another panel called Extras, which I assumed that was where Samsung would be piling in all their bloatware, but thankfully they haven't. It's just simply, you can activate a battery saver, which will set the tablet's maximum charge to 85%, and then it will cut it off. And the reason why they do this is they say that charging the battery at up to 85% less than full capacity each time apparently will save the battery life cycles. So you do have the option to do that. Me personally, I'm not going to do that because I need this to have the maximum amount of battery life that I can use. So that's not a bad feature. This screen, I will tell you, is by far, I mean, the camera's not really doing this screen any justice, because I mean, I really am amazed by this camera, this screen, sorry. The picture quality on it is great. I can read text on the screen from a very, from a very long distance. I mean, where I'm sitting now to the tablet, I can read text perfectly fine. I mean, when you're actually using this, I mean, web browsing navigation is fantastic. When you think that this only has an Intel Core M, clocked at 2.2 gigahertz, 4 gigs of RAM, it is quite snappy. I mean, it does everything that you need it to. As you can see, I'm navigating through websites quite easily there. Let's load up YouTube, and not that you can actually see it on the screen, but it is navigating through the web pages really fast. This is going to be mainly for website use, and obviously uploading some videos now and again. So I'm actually quite impressed with the performance. Like I said before, the one port is going to be a bit of an issue, but I'm just going to have to learn to deal with that. I do have some dongles lying around, so it's not a major problem. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to set the Surface Pro by the side of it, so you can get an idea of what you're dealing with. So bear in mind, with the Surface you get the Surface Pen, but you don't get the keyboard, and with this one you get the keyboard but you don't get the pen. So there are some trade-offs. For me personally, I'm not really interested in the pen. I don't really use it, but it is nice to have it. So as you can see, that is the two devices next to each other. It's apples and oranges as to the design. The Surface Pro screen, as you can see, is a little bit larger, not by much, but then the Galaxy Tab has a smaller bezel on the sides. Sound quality, they sound pretty much identical. I mean, this one probably has a little bit more bass, but then with the price increase, I would expect that. Typing on this keyboard is a much better experience due to the keys being so squished together. But then that said, the Galaxy Tab's keyboard is still not bad by a long shot. I mean, on this Surface, obviously you get the one USB port, which obviously you can see I have a dongle in there for my mouse, and that's it. You do get the Thunderbolt port there, and that's literally it for ports. Obviously you get the headphone jack on this side just above, but really and truthfully, comparing these two together is a little bit unrealistic, because obviously the price range is quite different. I mean, this tablet over here does have a webcam at the front and a webcam at the back, but the one thing that is a bit of a disappointment is the Galaxy Tab does not have the Windows Hello camera, whereas this one does. As you can see, it's currently searching for me there. Realistically, for productivity, I would say the Surface Pro is a bit better, but then obviously this is an Intel Core i5 and it's got 8 gigs of RAM and a 256GB SSD, whereas this is an Intel Core M and a 128 gig SSD with 4 gigs of RAM. However, this one does perform very similar to this one. There's not much difference between the two. So realistically, if you're looking for an alternative to the Surface Pro but you don't want to pay the Surface Pro price tag, this Galaxy Tab is by far the closest comparison that I've ever had. The keyboard is okay. The trackpad's nice. I mean, it performs really well. It does all of the tasks I need it to do. It's a very thin form factor, very lightweight, very easy to carry around. 10 hours of battery life that's claimed. As I said before, I can't guarantee that because I haven't had time to test it yet. The volume on the speakers on this one are great. The volume on this one are great as well. this is for someone that doesn't want to pay the full price, and at the moment, thanks to the Black Friday sales, you can actually pick this one up for a very good deal. I mean, £849 current retail. I managed to snag it for £649 in a sale, with £100 off cashback as well for buying it. This one is £1,200. That's not including the keyboard. That's an extra £130, but I managed to get the tablet itself for £900 on sale, and I managed to get the keyboard for free. So this one I managed to get for £900, which is a pretty good deal. So comparing these two together, I can't really pick a winner because they're two very different tablets. This is more the budget side. This is more the the executive side. But then they can both do each other's job quite well. So that's the Galaxy Tab Pro S. Very good deal, very happy with it, and I look forward to using it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.